the next presentation will be by Nomos Architects. Nomos Architects is represented by Katrien Vertenten. Katrien was born in Geneva and she studied at the Accademia dell'Architettura in Mendrisio, and she received her master's degree in 2005 at the chair of Peter Zumthor. And afterwards you worked also for Peter Zumthor in Haldenstein, as well for Schneider Studer Primas in Zurich, and SOM in New York. And then you co-founded Nomos Architects Geneva office. So Nomos Architects is based in Geneva, Lisbon, and Madrid. You co-founded the Geneva office in 2009, and starting this year, as far as I know, Katrien is visiting professor at the Atelier of Joint Master of Architecture in Fribourg.
Thank you.
Okay, the mic is yours.
Good evening. So this one would be in English. So we have divided the presentation in 4 themes. The first one being geometry and experience. This is a drawing of the former printing house that we have transformed into a living space in our offices in Madrid, called La Nave. A basic and repetitive structure of concrete slabs and pillar in a 25 by 10 meters dimension. The floor plan escapes any typological definition. It results from the search for new specialities required by existing constraints. The need to implement a certain domestic hierarchy and to distribute natural light evenly into the different programs drove us to insert an alternative geometry to the existing floor plan, diagonals. The strategy was originally tested as a proposal we've had for a competition we did in 2018. The potential conflict between the given space and the desired functions allows the discovery of non-expected spaces. This is what we like to call found spaces, which are devised to support activities that are undefined but expected. El Garaje, a former car workshop in Madrid, offers to transform an industrial ground floor into a 150 square meters apartment for a family. Diagonal was again a strategy, but implemented differently this time, using a succession of rooms, creating new perspective. In El Garaje transformation project in Madrid, the proportion of the spaces is directly related to the concrete block sizes. The result is an orderly labyrinth conducive to a way of co-living where household members can be autonomous, where the family doesn't need to be gathered in the same space or doing the same thing in order to be together. Vale Pereiro is a former office building transformed into 13 apartments in the center of Lisbon. This time, the depth of the building was not an issue for turning former offices into domestic space. The existing ceiling height, on the other hand, seemed a bit difficult and became the starting point of the project. We decided to cut into the slabs to create double height in the living area. The sharp contrast between the low ceiling area and the double height rooms imbues the units with the spatial experience of compression and release. These new dramatic spaces allow to balance the relation to the ceiling and to bring a new vertical perspective to the outside. Space of opportunity. Spaces of opportunities are what we call the informal and not obvious found spaces in transformation that hold hidden and unexpected qualities. In La Nave, the plant-filled winter garden runs along the apartment's entire north-facing wall. It graduates the bedrooms, intimacy, and nuances its light. It creates an extra space and offers an alternative circulation and a climate buffer at the same time. It is connected to the inner area of the home by 12 doors. Here we are back in Geneva for the renovation of the building thermal facade of a 15-story high apartment building. What seemed to be only an environmental upgrade brought the opportunity to offer a new room to all the residents with the creation of Winter Garden. We propose spaces that transition between the interior and the exterior, in between spaces that contribute technically and spatially to the comfort and pleasure of living there. Back to Vale Pereiro, the apartments on the ground floor are distanced from the street hustle with winter garden, allowing for cross-ventilation in the apartment. New identity. The act of transformation is, of course, a way to rejuvenate obsolete or even sometimes abandoned structure. From a simple and pragmatic point of view, it is a chance to reuse and operate again a space or a building. But we believe it's also much more. It's the opportunity to give a new identity, a new address, a new character. The former back of this 80s office building in Rua do Vale Pereiro in Lisbon, facing a sunny courtyard, is now a vibrant and colorful facade that offers outside terraces to its residents in a dialogue with the neighbors. The front and main facade, covered now in enamel blue tiles, bring the much-needed vibration that the building needed. Acting as a street pivot, the existing structure can be seen from both ends of the street and articulates the curve. From the former garage El Garaje project, things have shifted in a rather subtle way. The existing dimension, thought for a car, are kept but subdivided for its new inhabitants. Natural light is brought in with an upper large window, street observation for kids provided by a low one, and privacy kept with the glass bricks. Material, simplicity, and sophistication. When we bring back the act of transformation to its very basic, we are immediately inclined to think about how material can be transformed and diverted into something else. In Africa, in Burkina Faso, we might have experienced the simplest form of transformation in the project of Kaya, raw earth molded into bricks built up into vaults. The whole process, brought back to only a couple of successive steps, has been fascinating. 2 workers busy cutting laterite bricks in the quarry become the vibrant and sophisticated facade of the hospital. In all our projects, we're always attracted to push the boundaries of material diversion. What's the best use of material properties? What qualities lie in a different type of layering? Working obsessively with one element allows to discover its inner values and use them in a typical way. This last image of La Nave vestibule summarizes well the strategy used in our project, driven by economy of means, beauty, and sustainability. Bricks are layered to build walls, plinths, benches, frieze, and steps. The entrance floor is kept. As a final touch, a rope embraces an existing pipe, marking the entrance of the apartment. Thank you.